From the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications, your home for complete Marshall University news. You're watching MU Report.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for this March edition of MU Report 2019. I'm Madison Davis.
And I'm Olivia Zarilla. We are a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. We air this broadcast not only on West Virginia Public Broadcasting, but also on YouTube. Now, on to our top story.
That top story went from being a very real possibility to dead to very much alive and back to dead on arrival again in a head-spinning few days. That roller coaster journey took many for a jolting ride. We're talking about the bill that would have allowed guns on West Virginia college campuses. And as Derek Gilbert reports, supporters did not go down without a hard fight.
The protests were consistent, loud, and they drew more faculty out in opposition than any issue in recent memory. West Virginia lawmakers wanted to turn Marshall and other public college campuses into concealed carry zones, and teachers weren't having any of it.
In order to get in to talk to them, you have to go through an elaborate process of being screened. This is to ensure the safety of the legislators, the very same legislators who ironically and hypocritically are saying, we don't need those safeguards for our college-age students.
It wasn't just teachers and staff against the change. Marshall law enforcement, its administration, and most of its students pleaded with the legislature to kill the bill. All argued it would endanger the Marshall family, even as supporters said it would make them safer.
Concealed carry on this campus, I think in the right hands, it would be definitely beneficial because we live on a campus and it's pretty secure. But, you know, this campus isn't necessarily in the safest city.
Personally, I would love to be able to carry on campus because in the event that some psycho or anything would happen on campus, I would be comfortable with personally me having a gun.
Opponents say the race to arm more people across the country has been successful in large part because it is backed by the nation's most powerful gun lobby, the National Rifle Association. And it's not the first time West Virginia considered it. Many on Marshall's campus say, given how stubbornly the bill died, they're almost certain it won't be the last time concealed carry will be on everyone's minds. Derek Gilbert, MU Report.
The previous story mentioned that supporters were also adamant and consistent. The arguments for weapons on campus seems to fall into four positions. First, most supporters said forcefully that carry privileges were a protected Second Amendment right. Second, many argued the right to self-protection is also indisputable. Third, many said guns are already on campus, so why not make it legal? Fourth, they argued the presence of firearms in easy reach might actually deter an active shooter who would otherwise go unchallenged.
Another somewhat controversial measure affecting Marshall students appears headed for the governor's desk. The Senate passed the bill raising West Virginia's smoking age to 21 from the current 18. Supporters say such a move will lead to fewer tobacco-related deaths. The government says West Virginia has the highest number of smokers per capita than any other state. Supporters say it's the right thing to do. Marshall students are predictably mixed in their reactions.
You can obviously vote, and you're considered illegal, or you're considered legal, and you could actually go serve in the military at 18 years old and put your life on the line. I think you should be able to smoke a cigarette.
If Governor Justice signs the bill, it's likely to become a law starting this summer.
And now we switch from West Virginia to government at Marshall. Student Government Association elections are coming soon, and candidates are scrambling to get their messages out before students vote. Candidates for Student Body President and Vice President gathered for their first formal introduction to discuss their platforms and plans for Marshall, tackling issues of increasing tuition costs, expanding diversity on campus, and updating the MU alert system.
It's definitely an honor being here because we're able to voice some of our platforms and plans that we envision for Marshall, as well as answer any questions that students may have, and kind of give a rough estimate on what they expect from us as candidates as well and how that we can better serve them.
Both teams answered pre-written, audience, and online questions, each emphasizing future plans for Marshall and stating that if a controversial conceal and carry bill were to return, both teams would put aside their own beliefs to vote whichever way the students would feel safest. While both teams say the student government role on campus is significant, the voting numbers don't always reflect that. Last year, just under 2,500 of the more than 13,000 students on Marshall's campus voted, but the candidates say that turnout is a reflection of how well they're doing as public servants.
You get out what you put in, so if you put in the work, you can show everyone that student government makes a difference, and everyone will want to be part of it.
Parlock, who was a candidate in last year's election and lost by a small margin of just 5 votes, also says not running a second time wasn't an option, and his running mate, Caitlin Kirk, agrees.
It's one of those things that you know that you're missing it because you feel this gap in your soul. You're like, man, I need to get out there and help people.
And the other candidates agree as well, with Rogner and Williams stating that even if they were to lose, they would still carry out their current plans for the university and just go about them in a different manner.
We're just really excited to make those introductions and to see, if we are elected, just to see what, their ideas come into the vision.
Our ideas are growing practically every day, talking to students, having our cabinet members talk to students. So, our platforms aren't just the top priority, but they really extend off of that.
Final voting will be March 19th and 20th on HerdLink. We will be airing a live student government debate Wednesday at 12. MU Report will be right back after a short break.
The William Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications has been a part of Marshall University's history since 1926. Today, the school offers 7 degree programs including advertising, radio and television production, sports reporting, public relations, and broadcast, online, and print journalism. SOJMC prepares students for the opportunities and challenges of the industry. Professional-oriented courses as well as hands-on learning environments help students gather real-world experience before stepping out into their field of choice. And with a vast variety of student-run clubs and organizations, students always have the chance to better their skills. The W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications combines classroom and hands-on learning environments to provide students with the background necessary for future employment in the field of mass communications, and continues today to produce award-winning content through a variety of majors.
I am ready to lead.
Ready to defend.
I am driven to go all in. I train for myself.
But I play for my team.
Whatever the score, we win.
For my coaches, my mentors, my parents, my teachers.
I am committed to success, to being the best I can be.
I am part of a family.
I am a son.
I am a daughter of Marshall.
You're watching Marshall University W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications News Lab, MU Report. I'm Olivia Zarilla.
And I'm Madison Davis. Marshall is planning to partner with another university to offer students a degree in aviation. And if it works out, it would teach students to fly both fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters. As Larry Lonstein Jr. reports, the dream of flight for students is not far away.
The friendly skies over Marshall University may soon offer a degree program for those who wish to learn to fly and maintain aircraft. Shortages in employees in both areas are prompting the new program.
Marshall has partnered with Tri-State Airport and Yeager Airport. They're going to be offering programs in aviation maintenance, which will be held at the Tri-State Airport, and then they'll also hold the pilot program at the Yeager Airport. And you'll be able to do airport or aviation management at both airports.
The program is a joint effort between Marshall and Southern Utah University in Cedar City. No date has been set for the takeoff of the degree program.
So I'm sure some of you have heard about the pilot shortage. There's just as big a shortage in the maintenance side of it. And so this really offers a great opportunity for you young folks to go out and get certifications. And
whether one wants to learn how to fly them or how to fix them, Marshall and Southern Utah have the program that'll help them get their dreams off the ground. Larry Lonstein Jr., MU Report.
Life in the air could offer Marshall students a unique opportunity to follow their dream of flight and the many career opportunities that go with it.
Each month at Marshall, the university highlights different social issues, and in March, it's Women's History. As Ando reports, it's important to acknowledge the many contributions women have made and continue to make.
Fresh off Black History Month, Marshall's now celebrating Women's History, and it's coming at a time in the nation's history when women of all stripes are standing up for their rights.
We're here today to celebrate women, and especially women of color that have made significant contributions to students, faculty, and community.
From Congress to campus, women are making their voices heard.
Throughout the month, there are going to be multiple opportunities for students to learn about the ways that women have worked and struggled and fought for equal rights and representation.
So I think the more that we shed light on the certain inequalities that women face in everyday life, I think that's how change is going to happen. So the more people that you can enlighten, you can open their eyes to certain challenges that women face, I think that's when the true change comes.
Organizers say it is true women have made strides against real challenges, but much work remains. Issues of respect, political power, health and medical advances, and the long-standing matter of equal pay for equal work.
I think events like today help to bring focus on the fact that we need to put more emphasis on making sure that women's rights are fully recognized. We know in our country that women have not been treated the way that they should have been treated over the years. They're not paid the same as men. They don't have the same opportunities.
Women's History Month comes with all sorts of events and celebrations, all designed to highlight the progress and to spotlight the challenges that remain. March is the time for women to tell their story, and 2019 also marked the 100th anniversary of overcoming the biggest obstacle of all, the right to vote, finally made law in 1990. Ando, MU Report.
One of the most popular dining spots on campus, Towers Dining Hall, is in for some big changes. Some better food options are on the way, but some students aren't quite sure how they feel about it yet.
With 1 million meals and 50 years of service behind it, Towers Dining Hall has closed for its first ever major renovation, and Marshall students' opinions are very diverse, especially because of what is in store for Towers.
Denny's? I don't really care about Denny's. That's really exciting.
Along with the known renovations coming to the Student Center, such as a full-service Chick-fil-A and La Familia, 3 new restaurants will be added to Towers.
We have Denny's Den coming in, which is a play off Denny's restaurant. We also have what's called Mean Bowls, which is like a Mongolian barbecue type location. Very excited to be putting in the 1837 Market, which is like a fresh market that we're actually going to have inside Towers.
Students are torn between feeling excited for the new change and annoyed that they no longer have the convenience of Towers right at their doorstep.
I've lived in Towers all 4 years, and whenever it's wintertime, I don't feel like walking all the way to Harless.
I feel like more people would go there at the end of the day because, more people like that convenient fast food kind of thing instead of the home-cooked meals or anything like that.
Not only was distance a concern, but students also said they will miss Towers' late-night option.
I know that that was definitely something that the student population wanted us to retain. And so we made sure that we did that. But the great thing is that once we open up these new brands, you're going to have more options for late night.
And while Towers Dining Hall closing may be inconvenient for some, others think that maybe the best is yet to come.
Closing in the middle of the semester may seem strange, but Sodexo officials tell MU Report that it was not necessarily their call.
It's definitely an inconvenience. I understand, I guess, why they're doing it, but I would rather they didn't.
It's more modern, and I think it'd be a good change.
We understand that change can be scary. We understand that there is some concern, but these are all great things that are coming. Yes, we do have to shut down Towers for a couple months, but that's to make way for bigger and better things.
Changes not only with Towers, but with the Student Center as well, are expected to be done before the fall of 2020 semester begins.
Towers' official last day of service was February 28th, where it had a proper goodbye with a live DJ and dance party. That's all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. Our newscast content is generated by the students in the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. MU Report is a television lab, and we are glad you're watching. You can always catch this newscast on YouTube, and be sure to follow our reporters on Twitter and MU Report on Facebook. I'm Madison Davis.
And I'm Olivia Zarilla. Have a great day.